Men need to start learning to say no. What does that mean? I can't tell you how many times in relationships and in marriages where even in the most ridiculous requests, men say yes to ridiculous things. These examples can be anything to, hey, could you set up my TV at 12:30 in the morning? Hey, can you get off work for, to get me this coffee? Those are pretty extreme examples. But I'm seeing a lot of situations in marriages where, the men do anything and everything for a woman, right? And I think it's a situation where early on the relationships, they start small, right? It could be as simple as, hey, could you take out the trash, right? It's very simple things. The problem with that of saying yes to everything, to every single favor in the beginning of a relationship, is that it's very similar to the yes effect in business, for example, right? In business, in sales specifically, by giving the client or the prospect more opportunities to say yes, the chances are is that they will say yes to the final sale, right? Same thing applies here. They're planting seeds, make you say yes in the beginning of the relationship. That way, 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the line, you're going to say yes to the more ridiculous request, right? I think it's very important to say no to your wife or your girlfriend because it shows that you have boundaries. It shows that you have respect for yourself. And essentially, you're telling her that I'm not going to do whatever you tell me to do, right? Not to say you shouldn't, obviously, if it's something small, you shouldn't be contrarian just to be contrarian. But, it is, I'm not sure if it's conscious or subconscious, but they're going to test you in the beginning to see what they can get away with. And the problem is once you're in a 15, 20-year marriage, you're too far gone. Once you gave them that many yeses up to that date, you're not able to escape from that. You've already gave her the green light to basically ask for whatever request because you said yes. Your record, your history suggests that you're going to say yes based on the other 100 yeses that you've said throughout that relationship. It's too far gone at that point. You're already in too deep. So that's why you see all these marriages where, and a lot of times, to be honest, it's a lot of relationships where the guy is kissing ass and putting the woman on the pedestal. Let's say it's an uglier guy, maybe has some money, maybe came back to the woman, hey, I got money, boom, let's get married, whatever. He basically had to kiss ass to get her in the first place, say yes to everything. 10 years down the line, he has no choice but to say yes. And it happens in more relationships than you might think. It's especially bad after being married for however long because you have no choice but to say yes at that point. We have a lot at risk, right? Divorce, you lose half your shit. I've already gone through this. You could lose your kids, have to pay alimony, child support. There's so much at risk. Your properties, your assets, whatever the case may be. And you're in a position where you're not able to say no anymore. You say no, they get mad. They say, here are the papers, the divorce papers. So very important to say no in the beginning. Because giving her yes, that's just more invitation to, now they expect yes. It's like, I'll give you a good example. Let's say on a first date, you give her some flowers on the first date. Or you pay for dinner. You give her a couple glasses of wine. You do it on the first date. Now she's going to expect that every single time afterwards. That's not something that you want to deal with. Because women never expect less after a certain point. They're going to expect the same, if not more. Most likely more. So set the precedent very low. Set the standard very low. Maybe incrementally go higher, if that, or just stay. And if they expect you to go more, hey, done, bye. You have to be cutthroat because they'll be cutthroat. They're the most cutthroat gender by far, bar none. So you have to say no. You have to say no. It's going to be bad if you don't. So